And with that, I'll welcome Dr. Grant Stevens, needs no introduction, who will present on behalf of Ulvera AI. Unfortunately, the Ulvera AI team was a late cancellation. They were not able to attend. So thank you so much for Grant for stepping in to tell us about the company. And the Sharks promise to be relatively nice to you.
Thank you, Tim. And as you know, I am not Ines Werner, the CEO and founder of this company, and I was just asked in the last 24 hours to present this to you, and I will do my very best. Full disclosure, I am an investor in the company, and I have been an advisor for over a year, so I understand the science. I don't understand quite all the nuances. So sharks, I hope you have some benevolence left to you, and they say when you swim with sharks, don't bleed. I'll try not to. I hope you throw me a little professional courtesy, though. So Ulvera is the name of the company, and it's based out of Tel Aviv, Israel. It's non-commercial at this point. We all know the size of the market, the body contouring market, and we can, I'm sure, discuss this in a post-Ozempic world here later on today, or maybe even during this presentation. But it's my firm conviction that this market is not going anywhere, and I'm referring primarily to fat and skin, and I'll get to that. We also will touch on muscle and maybe even a couple other things. But in any event, we can all agree it's a multi-billion-dollar U.S. market, and it's growing by double digits, some estimate as high as 18%. Now, the problem here is that some people don't like, well, first of all, the starting off point is people don't want surgery. They want non-surgical solutions to extra skin and extra fat, especially localized bulges of fat. Obviously, people also would like to address muscle and cellulite. She put that in this slide. I'm in no way endorsing this technology for cellulite, not when you have ovally right over there. Okay, the problem with the existing non-surgical, minimally invasive body contouring technologies, we'll talk on in a moment also, but some of them are painful, some of them take too long to do, some of them require too much staff time or space, and some have side effects that we've just recently become aware of and have had huge problems in the media and so forth. This solution that I'm going to share with you is absolutely revolutionary. I have been in this space for well over a decade. I've been involved in the development of many non-surgical body contouring products, as you know. And I will tell you, having had all of them done to me, I haven't had this done, but this represents an entirely different way of thinking. So sharks, I hope you understand, we're changing here now the paradigm, which you're going to hear about. This is highly effective, so it's efficacious, and I'm going to show you that. It's well tolerated. The other ultrasound technologies up until now work. They do work. However, they hurt like crazy, and I can address them. I've had them all done to me, and I jump around. I can't stand it, and or they require too much staff time. Okay, and in the staff, I mean with their hands. This is a hands-free technology that is comfortable. I wouldn't say painless, but I'm going to show you a videotape in a moment of it being treated on a total wimp, Dr. Barry DiBernardo. Okay, now how is this different? Well, this is not high-energy focused ultrasound. This is not high focused. In fact, just the opposite. It's personalized and it's non-focused, and it's deep. It's focused deeper. It still heats the fat to over 50 degrees, in some cases 55, and creates the fat reduction and apoptosis, as well as the changes in the extracellular matrix and the fibroblasts leading to skin contraction, which I'm going to show you. Okay, now this patient here is Barry DiBernardo. This is 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 now. I'll play it for you. It's a short video. I clicked on it, you guys. And do you want me to click it again? It may go away. Oh, it did. Can you go back one? All I want to show is that he's not grimacing, because when I had ultrasonics and various ultrasound, HIFU, high energy focus ultrasound on me, I was jumping around. It was like a hot match on me. I couldn't take it. In fact, I couldn't complete it. I asked Barry to send this to you. Can you run it? You may have to just take my word for it. It ran fine on outside. Okay, he's getting treated there, and he's not grimacing. He's talking, and I want you to note that there were plates on him. Nobody was holding them, and he was being treated for 20 minutes. This is Barry. This is a terrible image, I know, and it's a terrible looking guy, but no. My friend Barry is going to be here later today or tomorrow. But that's Barry's tummy, and you can see that he lost almost 5 centimeters on a vector. Oh, here he is. So he's talking, he's not grimacing, and yet it's ultrasound. Now, how can that be? How can it be hot enough to kill fat, but yet tolerable? And that has to do with this very unique technology. It is not highly focused, and in fact, it's just the opposite, and it's adjusted for the patient. So, okay, so next one. Now I'll go to the next one. Now, this is Barry. This is a Vectra standardized image, and you can see, okay, he's dropped about 5 centimeters. And I know you're probably equally skeptical, and I was too, but here's the story. If you know Barry, you know he's the most frugal guy in the world. Jason got him to get a custom-designed, custom-made Italian suit to go to Aslam's. And he got it done, and he took delivery of it about 4 weeks ago before Aslam's. He was ever so proud of his first handmade Italian suit. It fit him perfectly. He's getting ready for Aslam's, and he gets this treatment done. He sent me a picture. I should have it in the slide. It's 2 inches too big. We all can cheat with tape measures. We all can cheat with Vectras. You can't cheat when you spend thousands of dollars on a custom suit. And Barry's bemoaning the fact, damn it, I'm 2 inches skinnier. And I said, Barry, that's perfect, because we know how tight you are. So he lost 2 inches of fat doing this technology. I happen to believe it probably wasn't apoptosis. And this is heresy to the company. I actually think it's the beginning of the skin tightening, which I know it's the superficial fascia. We've seen the superficial fascia is tightening, and I think it actually pulled Barry in 2 inches. There will be apoptosis. We have other treatment patients I'm going to show you. But this causes tightening of the superficial fascia as well as the deep dermis because of the thermal injury, as well as resolution of fat through apoptosis, which we know already. We already know liposonics works. The problem is it just hurts too much, and it takes too much time for the practitioner. Okay, so let's go on and see some other. I'm trying to go forward, guys. It's now not working. Okay, let's go back to start over and give me the ability to do it unless you want me to say next slide. Okay, so that patient you can see, she's smaller and her skin's tighter, excuse me. Look at this one. There's absolute skin tightening. These are patients now from Tel Aviv. And we did various measuring with ultrasound as well as tape measures and so forth. Another patient, I love this one. Notice the pannus hanging over her panties. We have not touched these. You can see the skin does tighten as well as the fat is less. And now if you look at the ultrasound, it's about 23% less, which is similar to cool sculpting. And you know I'm a big fan of cool sculpting. So again, we have patents on this. It is proprietary. It's quasi-focus, not high focus. That's one of the differences. And it's a plate that allows us to do both the application of the energy as well as the cooling. So this is different than soft wave. The cooling is entirely novel. The patents are already granted, and we have proven that it does cause apoptosis over about 1 to 2 month period, and we have yet to see any adverse effects. Now, I love this slide. I have nothing against these other technologies. You know, I'm a huge advocate of cool sculpting. Unfortunately, we've been rocked by a number of post-cool sculpting adverse effects, and we all know the media and so forth. Cool sculpting does work. It's limited by the applicators, and there are some negative forces. Now, up on the upper left for you, liposonics, I've said this, it does work. Ultrasound does heat the fat. It does cause some skin tightening, but it hurts too much. And then we have other technologies that frankly don't work. And I'm not here to bash any companies, but there are a number of them that are trying to use lasers to heat the skin and thereby cause apoptosis, and frankly, they do not work. This takes the best of these other 3 technologies, and it absolutely does work, and it's very tolerable. Now, I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the business model. I will get to something. I want you guys to note the COGS are 0 for the consumable. It's a software piece, and notice that the margins are great, even if we sell it at $88,000 as opposed to 100 and something. So you guys hopefully saw that slide. And I'll go to this one. Okay. So This is our ask of you, Sharks. How would you like to own 20% of this company? We'll do a pre-money valuation of $20 million, and you give us $5 million today, and we'll give you 20% of the company, and we'll call it a great deal, a great partnership. And with that, we'll get FDA approval, and we'll be all rated clinical, and we'll be profitable in less than 18 months. We have a deal, Sharks? Next slide, please.
Some questions first.
No, if you got to act fast. Okay, and you might ask how we're going to do it. We're going to use the 510K route, and that's what we'll be spending the rest of 24 and part of 25, and then we'll be commercial thereafter. Here's our group. I don't have time to go into all of them. You probably recognize a number of them. They've been big in the industry for many years, and then the advisors include these gentlemen right here you can see, including myself, Barry and Jason, and so forth. And in conclusion, it's safe, it works, it's profitable, it doesn't hurt. It's going to be the next great body contouring, skin tightening technology. And the final point is we have applied for the patent already, and with the same transducer, we already have the technology to drive electromagnetic stimulation through. So we're going to add muscle stimulation also, but we do not have any clinical examples of that yet. But I think that's the holy grail: fat, skin, and muscle. And this was one other patient, because I didn't believe this because I thought it was going to hurt too much. And this woman was treated in Tel Aviv. And this was the first video they sent me. And take my word for it, she doesn't grimace at all. And that's all. Thank you very much. Who has the $5 million for us?
I forgot my text box.
Susan, would you like to kick us off again?
I can let others.
Okay. How about for fairness, we'll have John start.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first question I had is, what is your go-to-market strategy with this? Like, obviously you've got a number of notable KOLs who are going to be espousing the program, but are you going to field a small sales force? You may not be the person to ask this question, but I'm curious what your go-to-market strategy is.
I'm glad you acknowledged that. I may not know since I'm not the CEO, but we have talked a little bit about this. It's premature. We figure someone may take us out beforehand, but we are making commercial plans. I talked to her about that yesterday.
Sure.
I said to her, we don't want to make a company planning on selling it. Let's actually have a commercial strategy. It's the same way that CoolSculpt. We've learned a lot from CoolSculpting and the success of Zeltiq. We'll probably follow that model. We'll have KOLs, we'll have derm and plastics and other aesthetic providers. The consumers are out there. We know they're there. And they want non-surgical body contouring. And I mentioned Ozempic. Ozempic is not taking out troublesome individual spots. It's a global fat loss. It actually shows the troublesome areas more, the male love handle, the female lateral thighs, and so forth. So we believe the post-Ozempic days, this is going to be a builder. We're going to have more business. And we all know that post-Ozempic patients have extra skin and loss of skin elasticity, and they have skin laxity, and you've seen the skin tightening with this. So, in fact, that's a great entry to this. Take a picture of this. This is the contact of the CEO and founder, Inez Verna. She's in Tel Aviv, and she wanted me to put this slide on. And please, I encourage you to take a picture if you want to talk to her. But the first $5 million gets it.
Well, you took my question, Grant, from about Ozempic, but maybe I could jump in and just ask, how many patients in total have been treated? Do you know the data set that's been available? The anecdotal case studies are interesting, but I'm wondering, have you treated 20, or has the company treated 20, 30, 40?
So the one treatment in the United States has been Barry,
okay.
And the unit just came over right before Aslam. So that the one commercial unit we have is in New Jersey with Barry. The other 3 units are in Tel Aviv, and I can't tell you the number of patients in total that they've treated, but it's been a nice number, and it has shown us efficacy, which was my first skepticism, that and pain.
Okay.
All right. So I'm glad you mentioned both Zeltiq and Ozempic, because I was going to agree on that. I think the one opportunity could be skin tightening. I think that would be something to highlight about this product. So we'll love to learn more about it. But as you know, Ozempic and even Zeltiq has challenges, right? So in this case, comment on like how often would people be going back getting this treatment done? And could there be an opportunity with maybe potentially for Ozempic, right? That this can go hand in hand with that as well?
The answer that they're giving to that is 1 to 2 treatments per area. They've seen improvement with just one treatment, as I showed with Barry, and these other people were all treated once, but of those photos that were included, there are some people who have been treated twice, and they've been treated in multiple areas. It's a 30-centimeter treatment pad. It doesn't require the assistant to be in the room while it's being done. It's applied to the troublesome area, and they leave the room, and it's a 15-minute cycle.
And you told some areas you're highlighting more on the abdomen, torso. What about arms?
Right. They've done it on arms, abdomen, love handles, lateral thighs, medial thighs. I've seen bra fat pictures on the back. And so it's very similar to what was done with cool sculpting with the various applicators, but it's a pad. It's a pad that's conformable.
Got it. Okay.
And how does the company envision charging patients or practices charging patients? Is it, if they want a couple of those areas, it's time-based? Is it investment up front and it's however many times to get to a result?
That's a beautiful question. It was included in that slide, but let me go through it with you. So first of all, the ASP is about, they're projecting at 88,000 and the COGS are 15,000. So the margin's 70 to 80% on the capital acquisition. As far as the consumables, the consumable cost to the company is zero. It's a software application that they put in 100 cycles into it, and you buy 100 cycles at a time. And when you purchase the device, we're going to put out 100 cycles or more with the purchase price when we push them out. One of the thoughts is to actually have physician investors and give them the unit for 15,000 and give them a large number of cycles. But in any event, we're not going to have cycle cards. It's going to be built into the software, and we can remotely add 100 cycles and each cycle is 15 minutes.
And there, for the practices charging the patients, then how do they predict how many cycles a patient might need?
So it depends on the areas, and so we assess the patient just like with cool sculpting, but unlike cool sculpting, we have a much bigger area per applicator. And let's say we're going to do abdomen and love handles. That would be 3 cycles. But bra fat and arms and lateral thighs and medial thighs will also, and we just take those number of areas and multiply it. And if you're, most people charge about 5x if there's a consumable along with the capital acquisition, 5 to 7x. So if it costs $100 per cycle, the recommended price would probably be $500 to $600 to $700.
Got it.
For the patient. And that's comparable to cool sculpting.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you for having me.